What's up, guys? It's Fraser Smith here from PPG, and we have
Marcus Hayden.
he won the last YCS in Minneapolis with Metal Foes, and he just topped his regional in Rosemont, Illinois, with ABCs. You'll see his
Yep.
deck profile right here. We're going to do a quick interview and talk about the deck and some of the things we both think about the format. So let's start off with your deck, Marcus. Why'd you decide to play this build?
Uh, I was testing the standard build because I literally picked this deck up the night before, like most people probably, and I didn't even know what the cards did. But my buddy Alex was showing me the ins and outs. So I was playing like anti spell in the main and not playing the Galaxy Soldiers or Transmods. And I found like when I got striked or if my initial play got stopped, my turn was over, and I really disliked that. And I also hated summoning ABC and being forced to tag out just because of the possibility of like a Kaiju or something. So I wanted to set up stronger turn one boards with like infinity ABCs so I can just keep ABC out there as a trap because even if they tribute over it, they just give me a beater with infinity and I still have like my traps and whatnot.
Right.
And it also made it so if my normal summon got stopped or I could bait out strikes with Galaxy Soldier, then I could do my other plays. So
All right, and I agree with that. I actually played the same exact type of build last week at my local. I was playing the Transmodified Galaxy Soldier build, and I found that it was actually pretty good. And it has a little fragility when it comes to Max C, but that card's at 2 now, so you don't see it as often.
yep.
Um, but outside of getting Max C, like it does have a stronger opening, and just you really don't have to tribute off your ABC Buster Dragon, which is crazy because leaving that card on the field until their end phase is just game every time, 100% of the time.
hmm Oh, the other thing with Max C actually, there's this theory I did with my friend, and like it worked in testing because he was playing the standard build. If you are playing the standard build and push through a Max C, and you have a strike, and you set up your board with like Infinity ABC, set your strike and pass, they they like can't beat you if they can't get rid of that strike. I know like
Right.
Twister's at three, but like you have Infinity to negate one Twister, so they literally have to open two Twisters to win the game.
Right. I know exactly what you mean. You can still push through it, set up a strong board. They can't break through. It doesn't matter because the deck really can only do like one play per turn.
Yeah.
ABC is so linear and it's so powerful of a deck. I think me and you both agree it's the best deck right now. It's really not
Oh, by
close.
far.
Yeah, it's definitely the
By
best
far.
deck. I mean, people can say what they want, but like the deck, it's just very, very strong at what it does. But it only can do really like the one thing, and that's just like it has like the one normal summon per turn usually. That's why I like Galaxy Soldier because it gives it like another play.
hmm
And I was thinking like you could even play like instant fusion stuff like that to add more lines of play to the deck to make it not so linear. But the deck, if you can stop its one normal summon per turn or like its one play per turn, usually that's just it. Like it doesn't matter. I literally maxed my opponent. He gave me like 4 cards at locals, but I didn't draw any traps. So like I went to go summon a gadget, and he striked it. And like my turn just ended with like a full hand and like an open field. I didn't draw a single back row. And like if I had just one strike, I would have won that game out of advantage. He didn't even have like Union Hanger. He just had like a guy quit with another guy. But like next turn, he just like he just destroyed me because I didn't have anything. And I realized like wow, it doesn't matter that I have all this advantage because if you can't defend yourself, this deck will just like it just kills you too fast. It doesn't give you turns to like come back.
Yeah, exactly. So like if they stop you, even if like with the Max C play, like you can't rely on drawing a trap when you're only playing like five, or even if you're playing anti spell. Like
Right.
anti spell is not even good in that situation if you draw
Right.
it. So
And my other question was back to the regional. So what did you play against in your nine? Was it 9 rounds?
yeah, 9 rounds. It's gonna sound really goofy, but I played 8 ABC mirror matches and one Infernoid, and the hardest match that I won would probably be the Infernoid matchup.
Really, it's actually a difficult matchup.
Yeah, because well, like once I have stuff in the grave, they're just like banishing it. Like when I try to set up ABC, so
Right.
I have to go first and like open a strong board and like hopefully can set up ABC. So
Right. And did you have any particularly rough mirror matches, or did you find that some of the mirror match tech that people were using was good? You might pick up on it later on, or what do you think?
um, well, the first thing I'd have to say about the mirror match is I would always just leave. Like if I went first, I would leave ABC up even if I didn't have Infinity. Because I figured less than 50%, or even if it was closer to 50% of people were playing kaijus, they'd still have to draw their two or three of kaiju.
Right.
So, and like ABC is far better as a trap card basically than it is as just a beater.
Right.
Uh, so that was first thing, and the other thing is like I didn't even understand this deck completely coming into the event, but people would run through their ABCs like they were nothing, and then I would be the last one to have one in the mirror, and whoever has the last one just wins because like you don't even need to tag out. You just sit there and banish cards every turn and
Yep.
be over with it, and they can't do anything about it.
So it's like a war of attrition.
Yeah, it's more so just lasting, I
Yep.
guess.
Yep, I can totally understand that. I unfortunately have not experienced a game that has gone as long as the one you just described. All of my
Yeah.
games that were mirror matches, they were usually really bad on one player's side, one way or another. Like either someone had a hanger and the other person didn't, or you had a strike and he didn't, or you had a max C. Like just like really, like the games were just so one sided. Like you won a die roll, or like just there were not
Well,
many like long games, but you played 8 rounds, and I only played maybe like 3 or 4 total
oh
ABC
yeah, in
mirror
the mirror.
matches. Yeah, so you've seen a lot more of how far that can really go, which is cool. But what I was trying to explain to some of my friends earlier, I was talking to like Mike Albanese and like a couple other people, and I was just mentioning how like the deck it just has such a high kill factor. Like it's scary how
Mm-hmm.
fast this deck, like out of all the decks that we've ever seen, this is one of those decks that's really frightening because turn one it does something and then turn two it kills you, and it does that consistently, like very, very consistently. So
Yeah,
if it doesn't like brick, like good luck surviving the next turn.
no, I agree completely. And like the difference from this and like other decks that do that, like Metaphors, like and Nats, that's exactly what it was too with my build. Like you try to kill turn two basically by
Mm-hmm.
setting up with counters and whatnot. But this deck actually has trap cards and like monsters that stop your opponent. So like it's almost like they set up to kill you,
Right.
and then you still have to break through defensive cards, which is complete like almost impossible.
Yeah, that's the thing that's crazy about it. ABC Buster Dragon, he banishes your opponent's cards, and like you usually get like two at a time. Like you're like, do one on my turn, pass, do another one on your turn.
Yeah,
What ends up happening is you end up simplifying the game state, but it's only simplified for the other person. It's not really simplified for you at all.
yep.
Like you end up
You have
having
like
so
infinite
much.
advantage.
Yeah, you end up having like the deck is unfair because it ends up having advantage and a kill factor that's just waiting. Like I'm just waiting until you really don't have a single back row. I'm like banish one back row on my turn, pass you, banish your other back row, tag out. And I'm just like waiting.
Yeah.
Now I'm just waiting. Like now I'm going to kill you. I'm just waiting.
And like you said at your locals, you didn't really experience many like good mirror matches, I guess.
Yeah.
And it like the thing is like with my build, and you'll probably encounter it more with your build as you play more. But when you play other mirror matches and you go second is when you have those type of games normally. Because whereas normal mirror matches, it's over after a strike. Like with
Right.
ours, we can get striked and we have like alternative plays to do.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I actually, I mean, I forced out a couple strikes with just Galaxy Soldier, and
mhm.
I mean, that's helpful. Um, but at the same time, I mean, it's just one of those decks where like
Die roll matters so much.
it does, it really does. Like it's just one of those decks. It's not like how grindy like a BA mirror match can be, or like how grindy a Monarch mirror match when they had their full power, like how grindy those matches can be. Like this like I don't expect to really go into time with ABC too much. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Like the
That's what
games can
I
get
actually love that
complicated.
about this event. It was actually like run very smoothly and not a lot of time.
Yeah, and that's ABC is. I mean, it's good for that. Like it actually is good for cutting down how long events take. Let's go to the side deck. Let's switch gears here. Let's go to the side deck. So I see you sided three system downs, which is arguably the best card to side against ABCs. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. Like going second, it's just a blowout. In my final round, the game I lost, like game one I just bricked, so that didn't matter. But game two, I set up a board because when I desired, I banished one of my bees and I drew a ton of other ABC and I had like a gold gadget. So I did a souk play, set up double ABC, and I couldn't like tag out with Union Hanger to save any of my monsters with the spell.
Right.
So I just left both ABCs out, and my opponent drew double system down. So like there was no coming out of that game. It just obliterated me, and like I obliterated opponents with the card as well.
Yeah,
So
I did
it's
the
just
same
absurd.
thing. This weekend, like system down was definitely the absolute like strongest card in my side against the deck. I mean, outside of Cycle Reader, I tried Ghost Cherries and everything like that, and like System Down was just the card that I wish I could always open with going second
I
every
agree.
single time. Like I don't. I don't really need anything else. I'd rather just have system down every single time. I don't even care if they don't open up ABC Buster. It's going to be good at some point in the game.
I watched people throughout the day like open cherries and cherries their opponent, and then still lose because they're playing down a card in their opening hand. Because like they still want to go first,
Right.
even if you side it in normally,
Yeah.
and like then your opponent just like wins and with just rank fours. It was weird.
So I can be a testament to that because I played a game this weekend in top 8, or it might have been top 8 or in the last round of my local, and I played against one of my friends. His name is Shin, and
Okay.
I game 2 he went first. I already won game 1. Game 2 he went first, and he opened up like whatever. And at the end of his turn, he didn't summon ABC. So at the end of his turn, like I cherries him. I was like, well, I might as well do this now because who knows when I'll be able to do it later, and I don't want to risk getting caught by his if he sides it in. So I cherries him, and his first turn was really just like summon 1900 guy, equip it with like the guy where it can't be affected by spells, B. So he summoned A, equipped it with B, and like set 2 back row. And I ended up just like getting destroyed that game. And I mean like it was not close at all. And the reason why is because he had Union Hanger and I didn't. And I realized like, wow, it doesn't matter if you like take away. It doesn't matter if you stop them. Like if they have Union Hanger, they're gonna beat you. Like you cannot keep up without a hanger. Like you have to have it. So he had a hanger up and he had an A, and he just kept on summoning monsters and kept equipping them with stuff. And it just got out of hand. Like I just took too much damage, and I tried to like make my own field and like try to get out maybe an ABC. He like striked me, and then like at some point like a warning or a Book of Eclipse or something. Like it just stopped everything I did and just kept attacking, and like I just lost. Like I couldn't deal. Which is like raw beatdown. So I can see how like hitting someone for cherries. If your other 5 isn't strong, you're going to just get destroyed. But if you cherries them, and you also have like your own hanger or you have Twin Twister to clear up the back row. Because I would have won that game with just like a Twin Twister, but I didn't have it. And I mean, that's just one game where I saw that happening. But honestly, I've never liked cherries. I've never liked cards like that in general. I just don't like the fact that it's a -1, and it doesn't even guarantee that you like win the game. Like the only time I think that it kind of guarantees it is when like BA did it, because like in a BA mirror, like they can't beat BA without Dante. Like it's not possible to win a mirror without Dante. And also, right. BA is a deck that, like, I'm going to get to summon a Dante. You can't, there's no amount of back row in a BA mirror match that can stop me from summoning a Dante. But in the ABC mirror, a strike or warning or an emptiness, like, those cards can all stop you from getting any kind of offensive or defense, even, against the mirror match. And you can't really do anything about it, so.
No, I agree completely. I honestly, probably over the rivalries, I probably would have played cherries had I had them, but that would have caused for oversiding. So like after this event, I don't think I'd even side cherries because I like just the system downs and cycle reader because cycle reader is searchable.
Yep.
And then
did you side rivalry and against any? I guess you only play mirror, so I can't even ask that question. Rivalry just sat in your side all weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, I literally there's no matchup it came up. Like the theory with it was really weird to begin with, so. Yeah, but like I didn't verse any decks where it'd be relevant.
Full House, what was that for?
Mostly just the Magic Spectre matchup. I mean, it could come up in foes. I'm normally against doing it against foes unless they play the Ariande build.
Right.
But it's mostly just for Magic Spectres because when they go first, they can blow you out really hard. So
I got caught by a really bad Secret Village.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Secret Villages! I heard people complaining about that card all day too.
It's just straight game, right? You cannot deal with that card. It's so much game.
I mean, you play like so many spells, 16, 17, or like 16 to 13 spells. Or
I'm looking
at
your list and I see 16 right here. I mean, most people don't play the Transmodifies, but they'll play like Book of Eclipse or something to compensate for that. So like. All of these spells are standard in your deck, honestly, except Transmodify, and even that would just be another spell on someone else's deck.
Yeah, so normally.
You play a lot of, everyone plays a lot of spells, and Secret Village I drew Pot, Twin Twister, Hanger, Terraforming, and then my other 2 cards were like an ABC monster and maybe a gadget. And he searched out like a Magic Spectre, Tornado, or a Tempest, or one of those cards. And he's just like, go first, like summon Bambuku, like set up traps, pendulum out one other Magic Spectre. And I literally could not deal with that after you played Village. Like that was enough. Like.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's actually just crazy. Like this matchup is as good as it is for ABC. Like when ABC goes first, if Magic Spectre sees Secret Village, you have to answer. Like you can't really do anything. Like it's so hard to get through it. There's no spellcasters in this deck.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and
The other thing is, the other thing I was going to say real quick about the side deck is I really wish Concealings were Eclipse. Like
yeah,
that was a poor decision.
yeah, yeah. Eclipse is definitely just a card you want, especially with that weird ruling with like concealing. I guess it's not even really a ruling. It's just the way the card is actually written about how it only puts things face down that were there when it was activated.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they tag out like ABC, like it'll just summon the three guys and like Hanger will activate and equip one of them because they're not face down when it resolves.
Yep.
Whereas Book of Eclipse actually will put them face down when they come out, which is good I guess for like not letting any of them get equipped by the Hanger, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing Swords did anything in was in that Infernoid matchup because game 3 he ended up making like Crystal Wing with something else because he did that Goyo Defender play or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, but then I just concealing them and blew them out.
Yeah, I could see that. So you won Minneapolis. You just topped your regional. That's 2 weeks of good Yu-Gi-Oh in a row. What are you thinking about for future events? Are you planning to go to anything?
I really want to go to Cali. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but that would be sick. I might try to go to one of the ARGs down south, like Atlanta or Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going to Atlanta. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, dude, let me know which one you're going to.
Yeah, I told you. I'll let you know which ones I'm going to. Yeah, we should actually definitely get on booking that type of stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm like in a Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I feel like I'm back. Like I feel really good about the game right now, even though like ABC is very friendly to the player base. I'll just say.
Yeah.
I still do like I like just different things. Like I just like when things change. I was so sick of BA and Blue Eyes and Magic Spectre and decks that have been out for like a while. I mean, not Blue Eyes as much, but like just mainly BA. I'm just complaining about BA. I'm just sick of seeing that deck. Like I'm sick of seeing that deck be like playable. Like I'm just sick of. It's been 2 years. It came out in 2014. It's 2016 now. It's been playable for 3 straight Torontos. I just wanted to not be playable like anymore, and it's finally getting to the point where like that deck kind of sucks. So
falling out of favor, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like this deck is like a direct counter to BA. Like it almost seems like how Necrons was supposed to be like a direct counter to like Shadol's and BA. This is like this deck banishes, and like that's definitely the worst thing that could happen to BA is like getting your cards banished when they only have so many 1-ofs.
Yeah, and if you like change, it's about to change a whole lot after Invasion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the form. Yeah, once I feel like once Invasion comes out, like I think that BA just naturally gets cycled out of the game because of just like everything else is so powerful. We don't have 3 Torgods over here. We don't have 3 Seers. We don't have 3 Graphs. Like we don't have 3 Beatrice. There's no reason why you should really restrict yourself to playing that deck anymore. I feel like when you could just be playing full powered decks, like I just don't see a reason to do that.
Yeah, like me and my friends after this new set coming out, Invasion. We're curious what the best deck's going to be because if you look over in the OCG, because they have like that Jinishishi deck or whatever it's called.
I did see that.
And, like ABC is still representing extremely well. Like for a point in time, even with that deck out, they were still topping more than them. Like even right now, it's only slightly less, and like foes aren't being seen as much. They're still there, but I know a lot of people say that foes are going to be the best deck after that stuff comes out, but I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly I don't think that Metal Flows has a good matchup against ABC. I watched a couple matches of my friend Shuping has the Japanese cards.
Yep.
And, like he has the like actual Japanese cards, and he was playtesting against ABC. And I mean, I don't think I saw him win a single game. I'm gonna just be completely honest here. It was not; those games were not close at all. It looked really, really bad. So it could just be, maybe the builds were off, or maybe it was just a good night for ABC. But from what I was seeing, it seems like the same problem that all Pendulum decks have against like decks like Cosmos, which is ABC's like a Cosmo 2.0. It just has this thing where like, oh, your deck has to allocate 2 of its cards to scales, and my deck doesn't ever have to worry about something like that. So I can just like keep your scales off the table, and you can't really play your deck. And that's kind of what happens with Metal Foes. Like you just keep banishing. It's like when you get Cosmojoed and then they summon Slip Rider. They banish a scale and pop a scale. So you just keep getting your
Exactly.
scales banished, and you get Twin Twisters out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, that's or like you get striked. God forbid you ever get striked with a pendulum deck. Like it just doesn't seem like a good matchup. And like Metaphors, unfortunately, like all pendulum decks have this problem. It's not really a deck that can play like a lot of back row removal because it's just
Yep.
not. It's not. It doesn't go with the engine. Whereas like ABC gets to play 3 Twin Twister, and it could play anything really, but it gets to play 3 Twin Twister, and it benefits off of Twin Twister like BA does, and it's just what I mean. Like it's just not a fair matchup. Like you can't play cards to stop strike, but I can like play cards to
Yep.
stop when you side in against me. It just has natural built-in protection and offense against the whole meta, and I just think the deck is really really good. I know a lot of people like Fire Fist 2.0 and all that, but like until I see something better, um, I am on the ABC train, and I mean, there probably is something better in Invasion, but
Yeah, to be discovered.
right now it's looking like this is going to be the deck for a bit, and we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, Hoban comes back in November. He'll be at Anaheim, he said, and I'm expecting him to do something crazy. But
He
if
always does.
yeah, and if not, like it's just going to be like an ABC format with the other decks just kind of struggling to keep up and try to main deck as much hate as they can. But like you know how that goes.
Yeah, because then you'll lose some matchups when you don't play it.
Yep, you'll just lose the early rounds of the tournament to like random stuff, and then good luck with that.
Yeah,
So
it's like when I played BA and in Pepe Atlanta format.
right, just like oh well, you could just be playing like the Pepe deck, and you won't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
Well, this has been a great interview. Congratulations on your regional top,
I
and
appreciate it, man.
yeah, we hope to see more of you. You're our newest YCS champion. I think that's awesome. That was your second top.
Yeah, second major event top.
Second major event top. So yep, you're up and coming, Marcus Hayden.
Appreciate it.
Yep, you broke the Chicago curse, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that was the big thing. It's crazy, dude. Like, I'm just glad that in the finals it was gonna happen regardless who won. But
right.
yeah, it was an awesome feeling. It's still like even now when I think about it, I'm like I'm a YCS champion. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice feeling. I mean, like you said, you signed a couple cards this past weekend at the regional, and
Yeah.
things are different now. You're one of an elite group. So
I hope you guys see more of me.
yeah, I hope so too. I think we will. I think you're a good player. I like the way you talk. I like your theory, and I think that you're on your way.
All right.
All right,
Thanks.
have a good one.
All right. Later.